Now, we've been talking about the loss of animal habitat from housing developments and growing cities, small habitat losses. But today I want to begin talking about what happens when habitat is reduced across large area. There are of course many species that require large areas of habitat and some varies over very long distances. So what's the impact of habitat loss on those animals? Animals that need large areas of habitat. I use a hummingbird as an example. Now you know a hummingbird is amazingly small, but even though it's very tiny, it migrates over very long distances. Travel up down in the western hemisphere, the Americas, back and forth between where it breathes in the summer and warmer climate, well as spring and winter. So we usually say the whole of your history is its habitats because on this long distance journey it needs to come down to feed and thrive without right? Well, the hummingbird beats its wing to get this about 3,000 times per minute. So you think, well, it must need a lot of energy, a lot of food, right? Well, it does. It drinks a lot of nectar from flowers and feeds on some insects, but it's energy efficient too. You can say it isn't. I mean, as far as always across Mexico, none of body fat. Well, that doesn't mean that it does to eat. So, think about the health and plants in their natural habitats. And it goes with the thing that, well, the opposite as well. Plants depend on hummingbirds too. There are some flowers that can only be pollinated by the hummingbirds without it stopping or feed spreading pollen from flower to flower. These plants would cease to exist. What's the problem? Well, as natural habitat around the migration route is developed by humans from housing or agriculture or created for raising cattle, for instance. The rest are available for migrating hummingbirds. As their nesting sites are affected too, the same by the same sorts of human activities. And all of these activities pose a real threat to the hummingbird population. So, to help them survive, we need to preserve their habitats. And one of the concrete ways that people have been doing this is by cleaning up polluted habitat area and then replanting flowers and the replanting native flowers that having flowers need feed on. Promoting ecological tourism is another way to help their habitat. As a number of visitors, ecotourists who come to hummingbird habitats to watch the birds. And the more the number of visitors grow, the more local business profit. So ecological tourism can bring financial rewards. Also more reason to build beautiful little present habitat, right? But to understand more about how to protect them to support the hummingbird, we got more on radio nesting sites and migration routes, and also about the natural habitats behind it. That should determine how to prevent the decline in the population. A good research method, a good way to learn more is by running abandoned study. Learning the rules as long as the over the lifetime. His practice has been researched for years. In fact, most of what we know hummingbirds come from a new study way of year. Capture the hummingbird, make sure all the information about it, like its weight and age and length, are all recorded and put into an international information database. And then we place an extremely light weight around and what is very well, but looks like Lego, though technically it's considered part of the food. Anyway, these events were perfectly safe and something was one who no everything of any problems. The value is labeled with a tracking number. However, there is a phone number on the brand for free to report that abandoned bird to be found or recaptured. And so when a valid bird is recaptured or reported, we learn about its migration route, its growth, and how long it has been around its restaurant. One recaptured bird was valued around 20 years old. She was one of the eldest hummingbird record. Another interesting we learned is that some hummingbirds They no longer use a certain route. They traveled by a different route to reach their destination, and finding like this have been interested biologists and environmental scientists in a number of countries who are trying to understand the complexity of how changes in habitat affect the species in it.